All right, Taurus, I like this. This is good. So keeping up, immense effort in advance, and then you have the tribe. It's interesting to me, and I think that for a lot of you, it may be work related. So the tribe. The tribe is going to be about a community or a group of people where you feel like you belong and you make a difference. But it's also about a group of people who share the same interests as you. Now, when you look at keeping up, it's not about struggling to keep up. It's about you putting in a lot of hard work, yes, but it's about getting ahead. You're improving your status. And for some of you, not just financially, but socially with the tribe here. Now, some of you may be doing a lot of hard work for the community that you're already involved with. But I think what's happening here is, because one of the things that this one talks about, it says this card signals a new affiliation with a group. So it makes me wonder if you're not being recognized by a group of people because of the work that you do, and they may be taking you in. And it's going to be a place where you feel like, you're doing good work, right? And that is the tribe. Now, from the dark mirror, this is going to be the opposite of immense effort. So forgetting oneself. The moon phase is the waxing gibbous and the stage is denial. It says time as an eternal present, not fleeting but locked. No progress is no regress either. So basically keeping yourself locked in place where you're not progressing, but you're not stepping back either. But nothing's really happening. But you're forgetting yourself and you're forgetting your wants and your intentions and what you're initially working for. So for some of you, it's just a complete lack. Like, I just don't want to do anything. I'm not interested in progressing. I'm not falling backward, but you're not being true to yourself, right? So, all right, Taurus, here's your overall. The Knight of Wands. Hey, where are you going? Take me with you. The Knight of Wands. Every time I look at the Wands, I think of traveling. The only one that doesn't make me feel that way is the Six of Wands, because that's really about coming home after having been out on adventures, right? But the Knight of Wands is your overall here is going to be about, acting with passion. It does have to do with not really thinking about the consequences of actions or getting wrapped up in like a whirlwind of passion. But I don't know, I feel good about it as the overall. I think that a lot of you are ready to, do something new or experience something new here. But again, it's about something that you have a passion for. In the past, the King of Pentacles. So successful, and you're still carrying that through. And I love when the King of Pentacles shows up for Taurus. I don't care if you're male or female. The fact that you're showing the pinnacle of success here is really good. So you may be in a really good place, as far as what is going on in your material world that's going to allow you an opportunity to go and do something new, see something different. Now, absolutely, yes, we could be talking about dealing with another person here. You could be dealing with another earth sign, or it could be a fire sign. It just depends. But if we're talking about you look good. You've created success in your life. You know how to sustain it. It may be giving you an opportunity here to do something new and experience something new. Now, on the other hand, if we are talking about a person, yeah, we're talking about a lot of passion. A lot of passion. Look at that. The sun in the present moment. A new life for you. And it may be that some of you are going somewhere where this is going to continue the success that you have initially already created for yourself. It's almost like having an opportunity to continue doing what you're doing, but in a different place. When you look at the sun, you're talking about, besides seeing everything for what it is, new life, new energy, being rejuvenated. And with the Knight of Wands, yeah, like literally going somewhere where the sun is always shining. It looks good, Taurus, and it feels good. Okay, wow, what's that about? Future conditions, the High Priestess. Now, that's contradicting the Knight of Wands. Okay, so let's say that the Knight of Wands here is either a person or an opportunity for you to experience something that you haven't experienced before that like breathes new life into you. The High Priestess would be you like saying, I need to just kind of watch what's going on first here, So let's talk about the High Priestess for a minute. other than paying attention to what your intuition is telling you. The high priestess is the realm of possibilities, where ideas have the room to grow before you see manifestation. It's where anything can happen, right? But as an action, it's saying that being passive and watching and observing is the correct response here. Now, for some of you, it may be that you have a secret passion. And you may have, some life being breathed back into you here where you feel rejuvenated. But this is contradicting because it's no action and then you have this immediate boom and go. Now, it could be that you find out about something that you already kind of knew about, right? So with the high priestess, I say, you already know. Like, you know, but you don't have the facts to support it. For some of you, it's just you're needing to trust what you know, but don't know, if that makes sense. But we'll see here. Oh, Taurus, I had a feeling. Your best path to follow, the Knight of Cups. Now, in terms of your advice, this is you need to follow your heart. You need to follow your heart and you need to do what's right, especially if this has to do with love. I don't feel anything bad about this. I don't feel anything bad at all. Now, absolutely, it could be about a really good opportunity that's coming through to you, especially in terms of work, but it's something that would make you happy, though, looking at the Knight of Cups. But you're going in two different ways. And it's funny because it's not like the Chariot where there needs to be self-control. But you have your emotions and your passions pulling you two different ways, I think. Which is why we have the High Priestess sitting there. I gotcha. But you need to do what you feel is right. But what is the life being breathed into you? Oh, Taurus. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the Two of Cups, yeah. For some of you, it is going to have to do with a relationship. There may be like a lot of passion. There may be this like want to get up and go. And this is somewhat new here. But the sun shining on this relationship is good. Now, this could just be a business partnership. Yeah, the Two of Cups can be anything here. But I mean, come on, look at the Knight of Cups, right? And with the High Priestess, that was the feeling that I was getting, but I just, I need more, right? Like I always say that, I need more to kind of confirm that feeling, But the High Priestess for me, I was looking at that going, are you questioning how somebody else feels? So for some of you, you may literally be getting wrapped up in a lot of passion for someone. But I look at the King of Pentacles and I think, let's say we're talking about work, okay? Let's go back to that. Even though I feel like there's an intermingling of both. It's weird. If we're talking about work, you're leading into a really good partnership where things are really good here. I mean, but I'm having a hard time seeing this as a work situation because of what I'm looking at here. And then the sun, yeah. But I would say that, if this is about a work opportunity, I think that some of you are going to make a really good partnership and you have to do what you feel like is right for you, even though you may be getting caught up in this whirlwind of, yes, right? This is what I want to do. I think that there is a part of you that's at least considering what possibilities can come out of this. And I also think that there may be some things that you aren't aware of or that you don't know, but that information becomes available to you with the High Priestess, right? But yeah. I mean, look at it, Oh, my God. What the hell? Your hopes and your fears, death. Okay. So, with death being there, you're talking about the major ending, right? But it's not the ending of everything. It's just an ending of a way of being where our life has changed. It's getting rid of the old and bringing in the new. I mean, a lot of times you see the sun coming up or next to death. Something needs to be done and over with once and for all in order for the sun to come up. But the thing is as far as the fear, it would be, okay, so if I follow through on this, there is no going back. And I think that there is a part of you that wants to know first. It's like with the High Priestess, you want to know what is going to happen. before you fully like do this. It's interesting. Now, with the King of Pentacles, going back to that, the other thing that I wanted to mention is, besides you having the ability to give what's needed to make this partnership work, I also think it's about somebody else that wants to give what they can to make this a really good thing. But why has it got to be so heavy with death? And it could just be that how things were are no longer going to be that way, but the sun is there. And then you have the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups. Taurus. What? Oh, and then coming out the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. I don't think that there is a delay. I don't feel like the Knight of Wands is in reverse in this situation. I think it is about wanting to act on this passion that you may have for a partnership. And the sun is there. And it's like new life being breathed into a relationship. It's really good. I mean, it's really good. But you want to know. You want to know for sure. And I think that with the High Priestess, that's kind of where you are taking a step back. Like, I can trust my intuition, but at the same time, I need to have the answers for the unknown first, right? Like, I need to have those unknown answers first before you do anything. Because I go back to this and think, you have to follow your heart. You have to do what feels right. But it is going to be directly related to a connection, and an emotional one at that. But with death, if you do this, it forever changes everything. But it doesn't have to be bad. But with the Seven of Pentacles coming out, you're like reevaluating whether or not this is going to bring you the growth that you want. Now, there's still potential here, though. And look at it, Taurus. I'm telling you. Wow. All right, the Five of Wands. Let's start there. With the King of Wands, there may have been a misunderstanding within a relationship about who was doing what within the relationship, or who was, I was the one here that wanted to make this work. No, I was the one that, no. You know what I mean? This constant back and forth of you were only thinking about yourself. You weren't doing what was necessary to make this relationship work, and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's what I hear. This back and forth. And two people disagreeing about where a relationship is going. And that's the past. But we're reevaluating things now, and you have the sun shining on a partnership or a relationship, but then you got the goddamn Nine of Swords. And this is expecting the worst. And I think that's why a lot of you are like, I don't know. Like, I need to have the unknown answers first. I need to know everything that is not seen right now first before I decide to do anything. Let me just, observe here, right? But you're needing to trust your intuition that if you do act, that there is the potential for more growth. I just think that that's your mind like playing tricks on you. But that's because of your history with this relationship, which is directly going back to the King of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Who was giving what? Who was only thinking about themselves? And, who was doing what was necessary to give to the relationship to make it work? That is going to be the back and forth on that. And then you have the Ace of Cups. Look at it. I'm telling you, whatever this is, and I do think that for a lot of you, especially with that Ace of Cups being there, this is going to have to do with love. That argument, it doesn't exist anymore. Not if new life is being breathed back into a relationship. We can't go back to the way things were with death. So in terms of a hope, I think that with death, it's going to be brand new. And you have the sun there. I mean, I'm telling you, look at the sun, right? But your mind, I think in the present moment is running away with you. And I think that's what makes you hesitate. Because the passion is there. The drive is there. The connection is there. Wow. And then you have the Ace of Cups, a new beginning in love. Once you reevaluate everything that may have happened, or reevaluate what you think could potentially happen here, and let go of this idea of I need to have all the unknown answers first. Like, I get it, I understand that, but this looks really good, Taurus. And I'm shocked. I was expecting work-related stuff. So, as far as the Oracle cards go, I think that Your career looks fine. But I think that this has to do with a relationship. And honor yourself, right? And honor your heart. Be open. Clarity, needing to have clarity and understanding, right? And that, I think, is where the high priestess is coming in. And this is where you're, holding yourself off. I need to know all the unknown first. But if you're thinking clearly, you would see that the opportunity is there for more growth, for things to be different than what they were. But you need to be open to that, but you also need to honor yourself and honor what you feel like is right for you. But if you are open, and you are open to the clarity, then you are honoring yourself. And embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Yeah. Wow, Taurus. Right? And if that's what you're feeling, then say it. I love you. Right? And I say that without any expectation. When you say that you love a person, you say it because you don't expect them to give you anything. You say it because you really, truly feel that way. Right? As far as that goes, and I'm going to get all hippie on you, we should all be saying, I love you to everyone. We are all connected. We need to stop treating each other like shit. But this is going to be important to someone, that you need to embrace that is how you feel, right? And you need to follow your heart and say what you need to say.